my kids would complain or my daughter would complain, I'd be like, you know what? Everybody's got a heavy backpack, so you just need to suck it up, deal with it, blah, blah, blah. And,
Again, communication, maybe.
This is Worldschooling Q&A. I'm Astrid, creator of The Wandering Daughter. As a traveling family, we've spent 4 years traveling full-time to over 18 countries and 6 continents. Wherever we go, we try to learn as much as we can about the countries and cultures we visit. While we didn't coin the term, we like to call this worldschooling, using the world as our classroom. Each week, my husband Clint and I will answer one question about worldschooling and share our experiences of traveling the world with our kids. Ready to get started? Great! Let's dive in.
All right, so this week we are answering the question, what's the best backpack or luggage for traveling full-time with kids?
Yeah, this is a great question. If you don't think about this, or if you're like me and you constantly think about gear, questions like this are always fun to answer. And honestly, like your luggage, your backpacks are going to be one of the most intimate things that you have throughout your traveling. It's going to be the thing you load and unload every single time. It's going to be the thing you have to lug around at every airport, at every bus station, sometimes walking multiple blocks, sometimes plowing your way through a train to make sure you catch a train. So
it's not a decision to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
And I have an article on my website that kind of covers a lot of my recommendations for the best backpack for traveling with kids, but we can cover a few of the ones that we currently like to use.
Yeah, and these are gonna vary too, depending on the age of your kids. So this is kind of based off the age of our kids right now, or at least when we were traveling full time. So this will vary depending on where you are with your family. If you have really young kids, you're gonna carry their stuff for them. So that might change the types of equipment you have. But yeah, let's talk about the first backpack that we.
Well, before we even cover the backpacks, like what's the criteria in your opinion for choosing like a good backpack to use?
Yeah, I think ruggedness, these things are going to get beat up. They're going to get thrown at airport terminals. They're going to get, wet. They're going to get trampled on. I mean, there's all sorts of things that can happen. You don't know the types of transportation that you're going to be taking. So they can be in all sorts of situations. Along with ruggedness, I guess, is portability. When we first started traveling, Astrid and I only had backpacks, like hiking backpacks to carry.
Yeah.
And that was fine. But what we found is we actually wanted something that we could roll as well. And that's largely because we spent way more time in the airport or on places where we'd have to roll our bags, like bus stations, things like that. And we didn't want to always have to carry those. But we wanted something that also had backpack straps in case we had to walk around an area that was like either cobblestone or dirt or something that was going to be hard to roll the backpack. So portability is a big one. Size, of course, especially depending on the kids that you have, and weight is also critical to that. So
our like weight capabilities, right? Yeah. We know some families that do carry-on only travel. So you also kind of want to think about that. If you're going to be doing carry-on only travel, like what's a backpack that is going to be able to fit into most of the airlines, requirements for carry-ons. We tend to check our bags just because we have to, because we work remotely too, like there's certain things that we need to bring along. And we just like to travel with a few more things than just the bare minimum. So that's airlines will have size and weight limitations too on bags. So you kind of have to, when you're choosing the right luggage, think about that as well.
Yeah. So you want to talk about the one that you and I carry as our checked luggage?
Yeah. So the one that I always recommend is the Osprey Sojourn, and it's the 80-liter ones. These they're big, and it's kind of like just one zipper, duffel bag style thing. So everything gets like thrown in there. But what we like about it is the wheels. Like the wheels are very sturdy. It's like a rolling duffel bag. So the wheels are sturdy. We've carried them up steps and like all over the place, and they're still holding strong. And like what Clint mentioned, if there was a case where we couldn't drag it around, we can actually turn it into a backpack and carry it on our backs.
Yeah.
So that's what we like.
And before we go to the other backpacks, I think the one thing we want to mention too is these are not cheap bags. So be prepared to spend a couple $100s or more per bag. And the reason why we advocate for that is because you need something that's going to stand up. The companies like Osprey, Osprey's really great. They offer free repairs to your bag or replacements if something goes wrong. They're based out of Denver, Colorado. So they're a great company to go with, but these are not cheap bags. They're good quality equipment. They get a ton of use. So you want something that's going to stand out.
Now, what about like your carry-on? What did you travel with as a carry-on?
Yeah, so I traveled with the whole time we traveled, the full-time traveled for 4.5 years. I traveled with a Cotopaxi Alpa bag. It's a 35-liter bag. It's similar. It's like kind of duffel style where it's like one compartment, basically one big compartment that you can load. It's more like a clamshell, so it opens up like a clamshell, and then you have two sides of it that you can enter, and then there's also a small front pocket you can enter, or you can put your quick access type of gear, and it does have a laptop pocket as well. So that was pretty good. I like that bag a lot. It's very rugged. It got beat up a lot over the years, but it was empty. It's kind of middle range. I don't think it's totally light or totally heavy.
Yeah.
They had a kind of a rubber shell on it, so that kind of protects it from weather, but that also adds more weight to it.
Yeah.
But it's a great backpack.
We're fans of Cotopaxi in general, actually, because we just like their business philosophy. And a lot of their bags are made out of like repurposed materials.
Yes.
So that's like score for sustainability right there. But I found that the Cotopaxi Alpa, like I was going to get that same model for myself, but I needed something that had a little bit more back structure. So when we were traveling, and I still have this bag now, but when we were traveling from 2018 to 2022, the bag that I used was the Thule Landmark, and is a 40-liter. And I like it because the version that I got was like women's version, so it's a little bit slimmer, has, I don't know, structured for a woman's body or whatever, but it had like more structure for the back too, so I didn't feel like it was like a squishy in the back. And then what I like is that it had this top pocket that had a harder shell, so I could put like my glasses in there or things that I'd be afraid of getting squished, because that shell would keep it from getting squished. So that's a nice thing to have.
Yeah. What about the kids? What backpacks do the kids have? And I guess we could also talk about what the kids did have, but what backpacks they have right now.
Yeah. So when they were traveling, we got them the like Osprey Daylight day packs, and these are actually meant for grown-ups, but they were small enough that the kids could carry their that was their like carry-on stuff. Now that they're a little bit older, we're big Osprey fans here, as you can tell. So now my daughter uses the Osprey Nebula, which is like a bigger, and it's a 35. I think it's a 32 liter, 32-liter one, and it has a bunch of compartments. Like now it'll have like a slot for like the devices or a laptop or something, and then another slot or another big pocket for like her stuff, and then side pockets and things like that.
Yeah.
And it fit her body. Like really, when you're picking things for your kids, you want to make sure that they try it and it feels comfortable for them, because you're going to be walking around and they're going to be carrying this on their back. And, many times, and Clint can attest to this, my kids would complain or my daughter would complain. I'd be like, you know what? Everybody's got a heavy backpack, so you just need to suck it up, deal with it. Blah, blah, blah.
Again, communication, maybe.
So make sure that you get a bag that they're comfortable carrying and that they're able to carry that weight for, so you don't want to get a really, really big bag, but, something that they can carry their fair share of the stuff.
Yeah, this is a good reason also, I think. Don't order these online, or if you do, order them online after you've gone into like an REI or something and then actually tried them in person, because it's just so critical. I mean, you can order them online, try them as long as you can work trying them, but yeah, it's critical that they try and like them. I didn't even mention we do have 2 rolling backpacks that we use as checked bags for the kids.
Yeah.
Those are also Osprey bags. They're much smaller than ours. I think they're 30-liter bags. They're meant for backpacks or like for carry-on, but we actually use them as checked bags. And I don't remember exactly what they're called. We'd have to.
Yeah, I think they're actually out of
print or
style or something like that. They're no longer do them, but they were the Osprey Fairview and the Farpoint. And those ones we really loved. And I think those were also 35 liters, but we use those. Like if you can find a bag that's similar to that, I mean, even if it's just like a rolling, in that case, like for something that small, just a rolling luggage thing would be fine to have, because as a parent, you'd probably be able to hand carry it if need be. But it was helpful. We liked it because I think it gave the kids like, oh, they've got their own thing that they can carry, and they're like, they can fill it with their stuff. Yeah.
What are some, other than our checked in our carry-on bags, what are some other bags that we actually travel with?
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have like day bags that are a little bit more flexible or foldable, because, if you're going to be going out doing like sightseeing and stuff, you don't want to be carrying your carry-on bag. You want to have like a smaller day bag that you can throw like your water bottles in, or, jackets or something like that, or if you pick up some souvenirs or something. So the one we were traveling with was the Cotopaxi Luzon, and it's just like a backpack with like a drawstring top. So you throw things in the top and then you cinch it. And that was nice. And it's like very flexible. You can roll it up and throw it in your bag.
Super light too.
Yeah. Another one that I got recently is also Cotopaxi, is the Batak. This one is 16 liters. So this has a zipper top, and then there's a slot for a small laptop if you want to put it, and then other stuff too.
We also have a wet dry bag, and that's because we go snorkeling or go to the beach, and those are perfect because you don't have to worry about sand getting water. So we travel with that. Those tend to be a little bit heavier than the day bags, but not by much. So we can still fold those up and keep them in our luggage. And then packing cubes. We're huge fans of packing cubes. We use them for all sorts of things. We use them for our clothes. We use them for miscellaneous stuff that's in the suitcase.
Yeah.
All sorts of things. And there's tons of brands on that.
It helps keep things like organized. And you can get them in different sizes, like really big ones, or we like to get some of the smaller ones for like what Clint keeps like cords, miscellaneous cords for stuff in one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and then additionally, we have just small drawstring bags that we bring with us, and those are really light and small, but we use those for laundry bags. So oftentimes when we're, say, in Mexico or Indonesia, we don't have access to laundry facilities or to
washer dryer. Yeah.
So we'll take our clothes to a laundry service, and if it's a lot of times we don't have a car, if it's just a city we're in that we're walking, we'll just have each person carry their own dirty clothes, and then we take it to the laundry service and then just give them the whole bag and everything. They wash the bags and the clothes too.
Yeah.
Then we pick it up. So that's been helpful. I do want to mention that a great resource, we don't know this person, so it's not any sort of association with us, but Chase Reeves is a great YouTube channel. He reviews all sorts of bags, and all high-end bags. So it's a great resource if you are trying to find a nice bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Worldschooling Q&A with Astrid and Clint. Be sure to check out the show notes for any links we mentioned in the episode, and visit my website, thewanderingdaughter.com, to dive deeper into worldschooling and family travel.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting The Wandering Daughter on Patreon. It really helps us out and keeps the show going. You'll also get exclusive perks like episode transcripts, additional resources, access to office hours with us, and more. You can find us on Spotify or the podcast app of your choice. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can tap the bell icon to get notified when new episodes come out. And if you like this episode, please give us a 5-star review. It really helps new people find our show.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and tap the bell icon to get notified of new episodes. You can follow me on Instagram @WanderDaughter or follow The Wandering Daughter on Facebook. Links to these are also in the show notes. If you have any world schooling questions you'd like us to answer for future episodes, feel free to throw them in the comments or send us a message at thewanderingdaughter.com/podcast. Until next time, happy travels!
Bye.